No Treasure, Chapter 25. Well, what are we going to do with him? Uncle Victor asked, when Jan Lessig had finished his story. They had put him in the hold while they discussed the problem. We daren't turn him loose, that's certain, Rolls replied. We can't take the risk that he won't tell the commandant. He'd never do that, Peter spoke quickly. His story sounds true enough, Uncle Victor decided. I can well believe what he's told us. We know about the disguises ourselves, about men who came to Norway dressed as sports lovers, but who turned out to be secret police. But I think it's dangerous to let him go. Whether he meant to or not, he could accidentally say something that would put the Germans on our trail. But what shall we do with him? He'll have to be kept in the hold. We can't stand guard over him. I have a crew coming on tomorrow, but even so, I cannot spare a man just to watch him. Rolls was laying the table for supper. Since it was so late, Peter was to spend the night aboard the Clang, and there was no place on earth he would rather be. His mother would not miss him that night, for he was supposed to be at the Holmes farm. Couldn't you take him with you to America, Uncle Victor? Peter pleaded. It seems a shame he can't go. But I can't take him without a passport. That's all there is to that, his uncle said shortly. It would be a terrible thing to go that distance and be turned back at the end, Rolls explained. I could sign him on as a sailor, Uncle Victor answered, but he'd be interned because I'm not planning to return. I'm afraid that would be pretty hard on him after all he's gone through. You could land him somewhere along the coast where the fighting is going on, Rolls suggested. There are Poles with the British Army. Too dangerous, his captain replied. Once I get out of this fjord, I'm going to stay out to sea. Overnight, the Germans have been capturing our towns. I might run into an enemy occupation. Once I get past, I'm going to stay past. The Polish boy had been frightened when they told him they would have to lock him up for the night. Nothing will harm you, Uncle Victor said. You won't have to go back to the barracks. We're hiding, and you can hide with us. They had to wait for the long twilight to fade to bring in the gold that the children had buried that day. They didn't dare carry a light. You see now why I had you build a snowman? Uncle Victor asked Peter. We just have to feel our way. So all we do is to feel for a snowman, and under him is the gold. With 3 of them at work, it wasn't so long before they had the bullion aboard the Clang. 51 bricks, Rolls grunted in satisfaction. And each brick is worth 5,000 United States dollars, Uncle Victor spoke cheerfully. That's $255,000 we collected from these snowmen, and quite a lot of money. Uncle Victor, that's just about all the gold in the cave. One day more will bring it all out. This morning I asked per Garson how much was left, and he said 100 bricks. Well, here are 51 of them right here. That's what I've been hoping. As soon as this Polish boy is missed, the Germans will start searching for him. They may come here. Even with the camouflage, it's dangerous if they get too close. If I had my crew, I think I would sail tonight. Although I'd have to leave the rest of the gold, I'd do it to be safe. Before he turned in that night, Rolls quizzed Jan Lessig about when he would be missed at the camp. Jan said he might be missed that night, but they couldn't help noting his absence at roll call in the morning. When Rolls told his chief, Peter thought his uncle looked solemn. Then the search may start tonight. He went to the porthole to look through a slit in the fir branches. You don't expect them here already? Peter asked. No, I want to see if there's any sign of my sailors. They'll come at night. But the curfew, Uncle Victor? It'd be a lot safer for them at night. But don't worry. Hans Torp and Sten and Dino are resourceful fellows. They'll manage. I told them to be here no later than tomorrow, and they'll be here. There were voices out of the night beyond the portholes. From the direction of the beach came calls. Crowded at the peepholes in the fir branches, the 3 in the cabin waited. The voices grew louder. Outside in the snow were several squads of Germans. So the search has started, Victor spoke softly, and they're even looking here. Whew, what a narrow squeak. If they'd come an hour earlier, they would have found us out there with the gold.